Hi, YouTube. I hope you're doing fine. I am doing wonderful. Last night, Lady Babylon had a really hit it out of the ballpark as far as showing through the scriptures the child predation that has gone on in our world and the conditioning that has put little people in adult positions where they don't belong from the second they're born until they grow old. They battle something that isn't naturally theirs to carry. And that's what I am all about. That's why God put me here at this time as that warrior for everybody that I love out here. So I really will appreciate if you take everything not with a grain of salt, what I am going to share, but as gospel, fact, truth, and love for people. And if you can do and say the same, you need to share this information. The sooner, the better. The more people in the world that understand what this dark cabal is doing to people and has never stopped, then we can get it to stop. The more people, it's not just say no against the government. This goes so deep. And I heard somebody say, well, like they don't believe in angels. Well, no, people can talk in the ether and I'm not talking about the spirit of God. I'm talking about human beings that are my angels. So here's some angel food for you. Angel food cake, lovies. Okay. Um this video speaking from the first transcripts ever that were written that is now considered the Holy Bible is not what you think it is. That strange feeling and lack of connection and understanding that you're searching for within those texts can't be read through Hebrew, English, German, slightly Latin, some French. There's all kinds of languages that correlate. It's orchestration by the Dark Cabal that is worldwide and has been for centuries. You need to understand how far ahead these people in control are. And we need to exhibit their lack of control towards other people, and only you and I can do this. So, okay, what I'm going to share with you is a perfect example in the scriptures, mind you, that correlates and explains my life and maybe many of yours too, the conditioning towards the children through Zionism, Judaism, Buddhism, Taoism, Hinduism, ism, that and this. I am really serious, people. There is not one major religion that has gone unscathed. And as far as paying reverence or honor to any Masonic order, these fuckers tried to kill me and they used me. And a lot of you know that my stories aren't just stories and what they have done to my babies. You need to really listen when I'm talking. This is, you would consider it spooky. You would think it's a horror show or some type of joke, but it's not a joke. And the mind control and the drugs and the child trafficking, selling me twice. Once as a little tiny baby just out of my mom, and then using me and bringing me back 2 weeks later to be adopted by another Masonic family. You need to understand what I am telling you. you know. And this isn't just any kids that they do. These are bred by Masons. This is witchcraft at its finest here. What I'm telling you is true. I have more. I have more, and I'm going to share these scriptures in ancient Greek for people to understand how long this has been going on in our world and how deep everybody is in it. There's other cultures and religions that have a closer handle to what is actually going on in the world, but they don't quite, not quite. So as far as me swearing any secrecy, I ran from them people. I divorced them. I gave up an inheritance. I was begged, like, we'll buy you an island because I love water. All this. Because why? Because there's certain things on this planet that they can't do without the Spirit of God that runs through me. That's why they couldn't take me off this planet. They tried. God protects me. And there's ones that suffered for trying because they all turned on each other because they all wanted that control over God through me, which didn't work. And then I took them to court again to try and keep them away from my kids that they called their grandchildren. And then tried to send me the bill from their lawyer. Boy, that was a rich one. Um, Getting back to the children, just a minute, I need to control myself here a minute. I'm fucking raging inside. That is so under control that you have no idea, no scope of those feelings in there. So at first, I got a restraining order and I was able to keep them away from who they called their grandchildren. But I had emancipated myself. So, how does that work? Legally, you know? And had been off on my own for uh, like a decade or more, or close somewhere around in there. Well, it still doesn't give them any rights to my children. And then they had an adult male raped first my baby was raped at month old, and then both boys, by the way, and then an adult male accosted my son, and I tried to do something about that, and the guy had gotten away with it another time before that, probably way more, many times than that, having his way with young boys. And then my other son got accosted by an adult male. And when I say accosted, I'm talking penetrated. And I was able to have him thrown in jail. Um, it was probably because he lived close enough to me. And he did end up moving back up around here. But and they did contact me and let me know all that. He changed his name, everything else after he did a minimal, like maybe 18 months for destroying my child's life, you know? Oh, yeah, I got some rage in here. And I'm talking about these Masonically connected trafficking human beings. You need to understand what is going on here. I don't lack knowledge in the spirituality connection with God at all. I've never been separate. Never. I'm on a mission. I told you people that. Excuse me. Whew. I'm on a mission. I told all you sweet people that many times. And even becoming a minister is a part of that. It's not just infiltration, but an actual spiritual thing of combat towards the dark cabal with their own medicine. And that's stealing the text back and proving myself not to be a filthy cup of porn like they portrayed a blessed mother. You got anything to be angry about to top some of that? And I'm not even telling you what happened to me personally in those rituals. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the children, your children, my children, their children, all of them. You understand my passion and my anger here now? You getting a little closer to the truth? Well, you listen to this video I'm going to share, and you're going to be so uncomfortably close you'll want to crawl out of your skin. If it doesn't make you sick to know the truth, you don't know it. So, cheers to my warriors. And the rest of you are a waste of space and breath. Mm. I decided not to do my exercises before I talked about this because sometimes my adrenaline's like way out there and it's bad enough as it is. So, yeah. I noticed too, um, when I first started running away that I felt better physically. I had more energy, and they had one to put me on tranquilizers, and I was not hyperactive like they accused me of being. I was a very active person, very athletic, very outgoing, and strived for, I wanted to do it all, you know, experience the whole world, you know, and have as much fun doing it as I could, you know. So, yeah, at least that was my plans, you know. Maybe not do it all. There's some things I will not do. I have integrity. Too much for most people. Oh, I was talking the other day about these things that people smoke, and I had one um, acquaintance give one to Doug for me. Doug thought it was free because the dude owes him money, and then the next time he seen him, he's like, "You owe me this," and I'm like, "Well, first off, them things are horrible. It gives me a headache, and second off, um, I didn't smoke for decades, and also not cigarettes, but weed. You know, I had responsibilities like working at the casino. I don't gamble. I gambled once before I got my job there because they had two different establishments, and I went up to a casino further up north and I played blackjack, but I lost. I never lost when I was dealing. Never, never. I had their best. I opened their first table for the chief and his wife. What a honor. That was that was rocking. That was some rocking some big bucks back then. Yeah, that was fun. but I don't gamble, and I would even discourage people that I saw having problems. I'd help them, you know, or I'd tell them where to go in the casino to um, just kind of chill and think and not spend as much money and not lose any either, like what's going on, different things. So, yeah, it was a good dealer. That was fun, but I don't gamble and I don't believe in it. So, it just so happened that that's actual cousins, my bloodline, um, and our very best friend, his family opened that casino. He's gone now, has been in his 40s, but yeah. So that's that. But yeah, I worked there twice. I worked as a hostess too in their buffet, so for a while. But anyway, what I'm telling you about the operation against children, the conditioning that we have from day one through so many different organizations, even if you know what Kiwanis is, yeah, there's nothing untouched by this darkness. No, um, Dr. Amen is working on mentally right now, and I know what he means by that because he wants it to come from the perspective of these youth that have gone through this and bring to life the reality of the child abuse from the scriptures and have it be taught to everybody at a pretty young age. Not way young, but like pre-development perhaps before they try to snatch people's flowers, you know. Does anybody remember that song, Where Have All the Flowers Gone? It wasn't just about the soldiers when that came out. It was about everybody. That's what that means. They'll deflower you. The younger, the better for them. You're worth more to them. Do they think it's funny? Oh, hell yes. They delight in the destruction of another to hold your energy here. That's what it's all about. That's their crafts. They each have their own separate craft, what they do. Um, you put it all together and you have a organization that works together in tandem, and some pieces don't know what the other pieces are doing, but those pieces all together do a destruction towards the Christ spirit within you or I that they wish to subdue and kill. When I read that, when I decoded their blue book, when I decoded it using the ancient Webster dictionary with all the languages, numerology, and abbreviations of where they derived from and went to, when I dug into that, doing it just like the Jesuit I watched do it, I got caught doing it too. That's when they had to start teaching me because I was already that warrior at 12. I had some stuff going on at 12 years old that normal children do not have, like my paper route. you know, I was not your average child. So just for the record. I'm still not your average bear, and I can afford to relax in my life in a certain manner. There's another manner you couldn't make me relax. I'm hunting the wicked, and they know not what they do is not going to buy you a flippin' ticket. It's going to buy you time. Remember that song, Time, 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 Time. Then the drums would come in. Remember all that? Yeah. So that's putting my mind out in the ether and people collecting it. Okay. So I didn't get that right away, but I got it now. So you be careful where you intrude, because that temple is for God and God only, and my thoughts are only for Him. So just keep that straight up in there, and um, I'll give you peace with all that. Otherwise, if you think you're taking something for free, there's a penalty for that. That cup isn't free, and that reminds me. There's a song by Collective Souls called December. I would recommend looking those lyrics up. So, for anybody that's curious. Music is an excellent way to get through to people, that's for sure. I just heard and I figured that anyway because it's all part of the agenda, but there's did you know that even Taylor Swift doesn't write her own songs? Isn't that a riot? I figured that because she can hit a few notes, but she can't actually. I mean, she has a sweet voice, but she can't actually sing, you know? If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. So, anyway, skilled, but funny. Because, I mean, there's certain things. I have a friend named Robin, and they made a song called something Robin. Oh, she loves you, Robin. Yeah, with a knife in your back, whispering sweet nothings in Robin's ears. Right. Hmm. Wow, that'd be like uh, Barbara Ann or whatever. Yeah. Take your hand, yeah, I'm gonna take your hand, I'm gonna tie a millstone around your neck and throw your perverted pedophile ass down on the bottom of the sea. How's that? If somebody doesn't know my first name, well, besides baby girl on my birth certificate, was Kathleen Marie. So, and through uh, preservation of the text and the foreseeance of God Himself, you'll be listening to my life story if you listen to this video I'm going to share with you. And you better take it as gospel truth because it's a fact. We're living in the time of the apocalypse. This is the revelation, people. You know? And it is all of us. Still, God's kids are God's kids. We're not gods. No. If you want to pretend you're gods and goddesses, there's also a penalty for our ignorance. Come on, it stops there. I don't care what they did in the past. I'm telling you the reality of the situation. The kids are not the parent. You're not a part of the parent. You're an offspring of that parent with an individual soul. Not the same, not less. but not great. You know, just get that. If you can't deal with that, I'm not even sorry for you. I just think you're stupid. It's all in the wording, and language does matter. Language, we're going to prove all this with language and chronology from true experts that have put decades into proving the falsities of everybody's, even self-control. Controlling yourself, are you really? And who instructed you? If you're instructing you, there might be a problem, you know? Why am I intelligent? Because I know I am, so thank you. Because God guides my life, and I get pieces out of His mind, and I hold His heart in reverence, with constant, second by second repentance and self-examination. It's not something I'm separate from. I take this shit so seriously, I'd make you barf if you ever had that strength. And you can aspire for it anyway. I shared I love Edgar Allan Poe. As far as American authors, of course, Mark Twain is like right up there too. And Stephen King and Anne Rice and Tracy Hicks and Margaret Weiss, I think is her name, that wrote Dragonlance Chronicles. That's they rock. Let me tell you. Um, Here's a Edgar Allan Poe. Tell me everything terrible. Wait, tell me everything terrible. Oh, tell me, tell me every terrible thing you ever did, and let me love you anyway. That's beautiful. That's something you'd say to a kid, wouldn't you? I wouldn't much say it to any adult, but I do mean it in my heart, but I'm not telling you that. I don't want to hear you shit. Just quit doing it. You know what you're doing. We all know what we do. We know they know what. Now, ultimately, they know not what they do, but you're sure gonna find out. So, I guarantee. So, yeah, I do get a little worked up, but when it comes to the kids, and that's what I'm all about, I knew this when I was. mm, I started understanding the control and the disdain towards other people when I was about 4. And my lovey-dovey nature it didn't get jaded. I just had to switch it up for their own good. So I became a part of something that I didn't want to aspire to be, but learned how to use that to benefit everybody else. And people want to pretend they got that going on, but they don't, and I don't care. But I'm not going to be punished, belittled, diminish myself, or anything else to suit somebody else. Never. And that's not pride, that's self assurance, you know? And pride doesn't come before a fall. It could if you don't know where you get your gifts. It's all glory to God. If you go anywhere else with that, to yourself with that, um, the wording is wrong. I'm not going to say it again. I can appreciate what people are trying to do, but you're not doing it right and you're not trying hard enough because that then is not your id, that's your ego. I don't care who shared what documents with you. I'm telling you the facts. And you're going to learn more facts through the ancient Greek and the proof with those documents that have been preserved and hidden. And you're going to learn about the hidden God that is not you or me or Satan. All right, everybody. I love you and I do appreciate you being here. Have a really good night or day wherever you're at. If you would share this information, share the link for the virgins in the Hebrew temples that has gone Zionist and evangelist and Baptist, and I could go on and on. Let's get these facts out to the people in the world, and let's protect the next generations from the shit that we've been through because we can do this. We can make this a more peaceful world if people's if they'll understand where'd that misplaced sexuality come from, who placed it there in those babies taking their innocence way too quick right from the start. Let's get down to the bottom of this and do it in the right god dang it anyway. Thank you for joining me. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.